So here's an idea. Like, at the end, where someone screams, like, we should see like the reaction of the class and the teacher.
Yeah.
And then that's when he runs out. But then have a close up on the, then like see, like the drink sort of pop up in the background, like because he's seen it, so it's obviously been there.
That's not bad.
And my theory, and here's my idea of what I was thinking about. So like, he's sitting in the exam room, and the kid is all like, "Oh, I can really do for a lie down." And then and then all of his friends are like concentrating on the questions, and he's struggling to get his head right. And what I was thinking is that as soon as he like dreams, and he could possibly like find the can like somewhere in the room or something like that, and he would just like take it from somebody else without nobody else knowing, and then just drink it straight out of the can.
So he dreams he's in the classroom nicking it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. What I mean. That. Okay. My idea is set in a sporting event. You know, typically school sports day type thing, and there's 3 guys partaking in this event, right? And there's one of them is brave and he's cool, and he's basically just like an average school student. Another one is shy and timid, and the other one is a bully, right? And they all go into this race, and they all just challenge each other to see which one's going to run the fastest, right? And then eventually there comes to a point where the bully, we just say accidentally, but on purpose, he hits the ordinary child over, and he's going to be like thinking, "Oh, I've failed my whole entire community," or whatever. So, and then his mother is in the background with all their parents and all that, and she just grabs the can out of her handbag and throws it where the kid actually grabs it, and then he drinks it, and then he goes absolutely fast, and then he just runs through the goal. And the bully was all like, "I can't believe this has just happened to me." And then everything just goes absolutely well, and basically just happy ever after and all like that. So what I'm thinking is, what could be better? What do you guys think? So.
Well, like when he falls over,
Yeah.
I think it could be like everything like goes like death. So it's like only him there with his like thinking, what just happened?
Like shell
Like
shock.
yeah, like
Yeah.
slow motion as well,
Yeah.
and like you hear like muffering,
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
And then like goes back to normal
Yeah.
when it goes on the mum.
Okay. That's a good idea.
Is this in a school?
This is outside in the, like typical playground type thing, outside the school. Well, I say outside school, but it's in the school.
Field.
But it's in the field, yeah, field, sort of thing. So,
You could have race. You could have it as any kind of sport, really. You could have it as like a basketball game or a football game.
okay. Well, I wanted to specifically go into, a typical race, like typical dash, what I'm saying. So like somebody shoots a gun up in the air, and well, it's not pointed at the kids obviously, but he shoots the gun at the air, and he pulls the trigger, and the kids just go. You know what I'm saying? Just a basic little race, what I'm just saying. And I was just thinking, well, I could possibly like delve into the community, and it's obviously gonna like draw people in. To people who feel like they obviously want more energy in their life. They obviously want to get more hyperactive and more active, shall we just say. Like people who go to the gym, or people who like sport, depending on whoever wants to be in that sort of regime. So what's yours?
So my idea is basically a typical mate football game, and like it's halfway through the game, and one of the boys calls time out. And he goes into his bag, gets the drink out, drinks it, and he feels all the energy rushing to him. So he goes back to the game, he scores all the goals, but then it turns out he scored it in his own goal. So everyone's just either laughing or just like saying why that's for. Then they all just walk away, then we zoom in on the can, and like a slogan, like Zest energy drink gives you that extra boost.
I see. Alright. So, thinking about like your idea with the kid, scoring the goal into his own goal, and turns out that people were all like, wait, that's his own goal, or like that. But as we move on to that, I was thinking maybe perhaps we could, say for example, we don't see that it's actually the goal first glance, and then other people are like asking questions and see what is actually happening. Say like the kid is all like hyperactive, pulls like the craziest face you can ever imagine, kicks the ball into his own goal, and turns out he doesn't even know that is his own goal, and then the other guys were all like so confused and all like what, and say like, is he actually scoring this in this goal? And thinking about them laughing at each other, at the kid that's scoring into the goal and all that, and perhaps at the end I was thinking, when you're advertising the slogan, Zest Energy, and the slogan. What was the slogan again?
Zest energy drink gives you that extra boost.
Yeah, Zest Energy drink gives you the extra boost. And as the event happens in the background, there's some sort of you could probably put like a camera blur in the background, so it's more or less focusing on the product than it is in the background.
Yeah.
You know what I'm thinking? Okay.
I was going to say, you could have it for the last kick of the game, for him to just boot the ball as hard as he can, and it just keep going,
Yeah.
and just disappear into the distance.
Good idea.
That's like an illustration of the energy that he's been given.
Yeah, I get it. You want to tell us your second idea?
Second idea is set in an alleyway, and it involves a dude or a woman, it doesn't really make a difference, with a large overcoat on, waiting for people to come past. When one person comes past, he beckons them over and is like, "Psst, got some zest." Opens it up. It's
Alright.
like a coat full of energy cans.
Oh.
And he says at the end, when they sold it and the guys drunk it, whatever, don't tell everyone because they're all after it. It's really hard to get hold of. And then it comes up. So what's the slogan? Don't be a turkey. Get some energy. Get some energy.
I like that. I like that idea. So, what was the "Don't be a turkey" was the slogan. So, is there any sort of turkey behaviour going on within the advert?
No,
So,
not yet.
would that possibly be affecting the slogan as an actual whole? So, when people see that slogan, they wouldn't think they wouldn't see this advert as fitting within the whole entire advert. The slogan "Don't be a turkey," and no people in the advert were not affected by being a turkey, doesn't make any sense. So what I'm suggesting to you is, come up with a slogan which entices people and comes up and is more or less focusing on the actual, scene. You know what I'm saying? Say for example, you're in a factory or some sort, and you want the slogan of a manufacturer of, I don't know, jelly or something to be fitting within that specific event. So an advert was in a factory and people were arguing over which type of jelly is better. You would come up with the slogan which fits in with the argument. You know what I'm saying? I do like the advert quite a bit. Yeah, it's just pretty okay.
I'm thinking the setting sort of thing. It could if it's at night, then it's probably better because it gives a more feel of what the guy's doing. Because you kind of base what he's doing more nighttime for you.
Yeah. It's meant to be dodgy sort of thing. Going
Yeah, a dark alleyway with just one or two lights that flicker.
Flickering lights.
Yeah.
So we got the bit of a
Flickering lights.
horror vibe coming into the
Horror
horror vibe
vibe.
genre.
Yeah, plus dodgy.
Yeah.
Flickering lights.
You're thinking, what's he doing?
That's
Yeah.
going in anyway now, because I should have thought of that myself.
Yeah. So my second idea is set at a construction site, and this guy is like trying to come up with a better way on how to build a house for a family which don't really want to move to a specific area, and they have no home, and all the houses are like rented out. Basically, they're all basically like filled with all these families, and this one family wants to move into that neighborhood, and they don't even get a chance because there's no house available to them. So this guy has to come up with a way in order to make this house, and he just does it like a typical normal builder would, you know, saying, you know, getting the bricks into and the cement and stuff. And he sees the can perched up on the wall, sitting, and he glances over to him, and he's like all tired. Basically, what I'm saying, he's like had a rough day, and he's had a rough day, and he just wants to get like more energized, or shall we just say? So he goes up to the can, he drinks the can, and then he gets like really hyper and really sped up, shall we just say? And as time passes, you remember like in cartoon effects, right, where you get like a dust of like air coming from where, as a person is like building something. I'm sort of like getting that from a real life type of vibe. So just say, and he builds the house within minutes.
You know, like the dust appears.
Yeah, the dust appears, and
goes and it's built.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I was trying to figure that out as like sort of like an in real life type vibe. And he builds the house within minutes, and the family is all like got like really shocked expressions on their face, and he gives the key to the owner of that new house, and the guy faints as if he doesn't know what just happens within that specific scene, and then the camera just cuts, and the product is just there sitting on a wall with the typical builder's type frame, as if the moment he was out there glancing and getting the can from itself. So, any thoughts? Oh, any ideas?
You could have it so that instead of you actually seeing him build the house, you see him simply pick the energy drink up, look at where the house is going to be, see it empty, and then you get a shot of him drinking it, and then when he cuts back, the house is there.
Okay.
As if drinking the drink has built the house.
Yeah.
So like,
As if
he sees it, like when he's drinking it, he has an image of it in his head. As soon as he finishes it, it's there.
Yeah.
It's like
As soon as he
fingers.
finishes the drink, it's there. The house is there.
Right. Your turn. Do you have any like another advert?
Yeah, this one is set in a gym. Like, so some like a woman or man is so tired because they've just been at work and they've gone to get dressed like into the gym clothes, gone straight to the gym, and they're really tired. So they go to one of the drinks machines, chooses obviously the product, and drinks it. Then
From a vending machine or
Yeah.
something. Okay.
And obviously then as soon as they finish drinking it, they come alive and they exercise really fast and like energetic and everything. Then we see like cuts to when they're at home, and then obviously they can't get rid of the energy, so they're still running around the house. And then we just see like a dog or cat just looking at them going, what's happening to my human? And then we have a close up on the drink with, I came up with two slogans, so one of these. Like one is, Zest will put you to the test. The other one is, Zest will not make you rest. Then we see after that, we see that the person, the home was supposed to be after the slogan. But yeah.
Alright, yeah.
That's
I get
it.
that. I get that.
So yeah, that's it.
Alright. My theory is, you know when the guys are coming in and they've all been like tired and whatever like that, you need to like make the characters explain what's just happened to them to make them become tired. So
it's like they come straight to the gym from work in their work clothes.
Yeah.
Then that's when they get dressed.
Oh, I get it now. So basically, what I'm getting them at is, you know, you need to think about like where everything is positioned. Like, is there going to be like a vending machine next to a vending machine, next to a vending machine, or something like that? Or is it going to have like a treadmill? You need to think about where Like, in my opinion, I would just put the treadmills in one place, and then the exercise bikes in another place. Just set things up, tidy a little bit, make it to me like it's some sort of like gym type place. And as they're like getting really fast and they drink like the energy drink, the place becomes messy, and they've all been practicing with all the different weights and the treadmill and all that, and it's all like out of place, and some of it is like moved to the side or something like that. So as if the people were practicing doing the activities for themselves, the place just gets more and more messy, shall we say.
Yeah.
Like, for example, say like you are like a little kid or something and they come into a room for the first time, they'll just trash the place. I'm getting that sort of vibe from a typical
There's
gym.
like the weights are on the floor.
Yeah, exactly.
And like some of the treadmills are like.
And the balls are all over the place. So yeah, that's my theory. What do you think?
So,
You really have got any ideas or?
have I not given any?
No.
Oh,
No. So.
Well, instead of going home, you could have them just running all over town. You could have them just like shots of them running like across like a street. You just see them
Like
run.
a bunch of maniacs.
Yes. You get like a shot between two buildings, and you just see the gap. They run across it dead quick, and then to show us speed and that.
Yeah. Interesting. Your final idea.
I don't have a third idea.
Oh. You?
Neither.
Well, I've got one. So I guess I'll end on the high note then. So this is my final third idea, for example. Basically, it's set in a building with like multiple stories, about 3 or more, depending on how you feel, basically. And there's 2 guys, and they just challenge each other, just in general, of who can climb the building the fastest, shall we just say. It's basically just a race, but up the stairs, like towards the very top of the building, which is like outside, and it's on like a balcony, shall we say. And the guys, they start they give each other a countdown, just in general, right? And they both go at really high speeds until one of them becomes tired, and the other one's just like scaling ahead. And the one guy that gets tired sees the can perched up on a flight of stairs, and he looks at the can like he just like wants it, and afterwards the camera pans and it focuses more on the guy that's going up the building, and he's so close to winning, shall we just say. And he eventually gets there, and just as he gets to the very top, he looks at the other guy who's apparently in the next shot, and the guy's like really pleased with himself, and he appears with like a really smart look on his face, and like a trail of fire appearing from the flight of stairs into the back door and that there. And and then afterwards, at the very end, the door closes, and the wind pushes the door to a close, and it forcefully locks them on top of the building. And they ask the question, how are we ever going to get down from here again? And yeah, that's basically it. So, what do you think? Is that good? Any ideas?
It's a good idea.
Yeah. So, what else do you think I should do in order to make this a good advert, shall we say?
You could have him leaping across the building tops.
Okay, alright.
A bit of parkour.
Yeah,
Alright.
it's like Spider-Man.
Oh,
Across buildings.
alright then. So he's more active.
Mm.
Alright, okay. I get it. Interesting ideas.
So T and Alicia, as you said you didn't have a third idea
No.
pre-written down, could you think of one off the top of your heads now? And then you can discuss that as part of a group?
I suppose you could have one where you just have this person stood in the middle of the road, looking fed up, tired, bored, picks up the energy drink, drinks it, and like it just cuts to a wide shot, and all of a sudden they're dressed in all the sports gear, and they're in the
Ah.
middle of a stadium.
Oh, that's awesome! I like
Yeah,
that
write
idea.
it down. Write it down. That's your idea 3, isn't it?
I like that idea.
Could you add to his idea?
So, as soon as you get the energy drink, he immediately comes out in like this football gear, right? Did you just say? Would there be like any kind of effects, like a puff of smoke that just happens?
No,
Or like,
it would be well. That, if you want to suggest that, then
Yeah.
that's fine.
I wanted to suggest that as a term of like, you know, drawing the audience in order to make them more attached to the character that's taking the energy drink and is about to run full force straight out of the car, straight out of the road and straight to safety. So I'm saying, it's pretty cool.
like, you know how he said that he's in a, like, a stadium?
Yeah.
Because, like, close up on, like, his eye,
Mm.
or, like, his face, you can only just see, like, the face and that.
Mm.
When he takes it down, like, the drink from his mouth, and, like, then fast zoom out to see him really confused, like, looking around.
Mm.
Like, well, how did I get here? Then he looks down at his clothes going, why am I in this kit?
Mm.
Mm.
And then sees, like, a ball flying past him.
Mm.
Then a second later, you see like, loads of players going past him and be like,
Mm.
oh, I'm playing football then.
It would be. I think it would be funny if it was to end with him catching the ball without realising where he is,
Mm.
and then looking up and you just see a pile of people coming at him, and that being. The
Oh, that's interesting. Really like the idea of that. So,
Alicia, if you had to suggest an idea.
How about, like, he's set in, like, a college.
Yeah.
Like, they're in the canteen,
Yeah.
making friends,
yeah,
and one of them is going up to get a drink from,
Yeah.
like, the drinks thing.
the vending machine.
No, like,
Oh,
one's like, one looks like a
I know what you mean. Yeah.
And
Okay.
they're deciding what to get.
Yeah.
So someone comes over to them and says, oh, how about you get this?
Mm.
And points to the drink that we're
Yeah.
advertising.
Yeah.
They say, good idea, so they buy it. When they try it, like, there's like a whole, everything changes and everyone's just like dancing around. There's on tables and that.
Alright, so it just gets crazy.
And then when they stop drinking,
Mm.
everything goes back to normal and they go over and go, well, that was weird. Then all the friends like, what was weird?
What
Like,
happened?
It explains what happened. And
Oh, so it's like Groundhog Day. You know when the guy like forgets about everything, like afterwards.
It's all like a video.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean. What I would like to say about that, like, here's a suggestion for what I was trying to come up against, is that this guy, like, as soon as the people drink the energy drink, this dude in like proper 80s outfit and a big boombox just storms into the dining room and then just puts on some sort of song and everybody just gets on their feet and just starts going wacky and throws all the food everywhere and it just gets into carnage, shall we just say. That's my suggestion. Have you got one?
It's not easy to think of one. So stood in front of a vending machine
Trying to pick what, so
and trying to pick what's right.
Yeah.
like a stranger comes over, so like, get
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
So you could have it like the stranger buys it instead of suggesting it, and then drinks it and just smiles and walks off, and they're like, I might want to try some of that. That looks all right.
Jealousy.
Mm.
I like it.
Playing on someone's envy.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mhm.
Okay,